Hi, my name is Carol Franks Randall, and I want to welcome you to this edition of Centerville Elementary's Cubby Buddy program. I live in Centerville and I write children's books. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my books, and I'm going to read a little bit of one of my books to you. So let me start with what my books are. One of the books I wrote is called Talking Buddies, and it's about a little boy named Alejandro, and he comes from another country where they speak Spanish, and he comes to our country and he doesn't understand the language, and he doesn't have any friends, and he's really having a very, very tough time until he makes some special friends and things get better. So that's one of the books I wrote. It's called Talking Buddies. Another book I wrote is called Playground Heroes, and it's about two girls, two very courageous girls who take on bullies on the playground. So that's Playground Heroes. But the book that we're going to read together and talk a little bit more about today is Jamal and Me. This is my very first book. And I wrote Jamal and Me because a long time ago, I was a principal like Miss Farnell. And I had all kinds of kids in my school. I had a wonderful school. And I had a little boy who moved from the city to the suburbs, and he was having a very tough time adjusting. And this book is not exactly what happened. Everything in the book is not what happened at my school, but it's sort of a combination of a couple of kids that I knew and some of the difficulties that they had when they came to a new school. So before we start reading the book, I'm going to introduce you to two of the main characters. Now, we've already talked about Jamal, so I don't really need to introduce him, although I'll show him to you. Here he is. And usually when I go to schools and I bring my dolls with me, I let somebody hold Jamal. So here's Jamal. And you know a little bit about him already. Another one of the main characters in the story's name is Dr. Toughlove. And Dr. Toughlove is the principal of Jamal's school. And I'm going to let you think about why you think her name is Toughlove. I'm not going to tell you. I want you to put on your thinking cap, and I want you to think about why I would have named her Dr. Toughlove. So, are we ready to hear a little bit of Jamal and Me? Everybody's got their eyes on and everyone's listening, and we are going to read the story together, at least some of it. Jamal's family moved from the city to a small town in the suburbs. He didn't know anyone and felt lonely and out of place. There were very few sidewalks, no streetlights, and lots of grass and trees. So here's Jamal, and this is what Jamal sees when he moves to his new neighborhood. It doesn't look anything like the neighborhood where he used to live. Jamal had to start third grade in a new school, so he's a little older than you, the kids in your school. On the first day of school, he met his teacher, Miss Iceberg. Miss Iceberg was very strict. "I tolerate no nonsense in my classroom," she told her students in a loud, stern voice. So here's Miss Iceberg, and here are the students. And I think you can see some of them look a little scared. Jamal had a rough start to the school year. On the school bus, he pushed students out of their seats and called them unmentionable names. The other children did not like him. So here he is on the bus, and he says, "Get out of my way. I want to sit there." Is that good bus behavior? I don't think so. Jamal threw food in the cafeteria and made fun of his classmates on the playground. Nobody wanted to be his friend. So here's Jamal. I'm sure this never happens at Centerville Elementary School. But here is Jamal, and he is throwing food. This is very, very bad behavior. And now he's out on the playground, and nobody wants to play with him. And what are the kids saying? "Can't you catch a ball? What are you, a wimp?" Nobody wants to play with him. Nobody wants to be his friend. So things are not going well. When Miss Iceberg spoke to Jamal about his behavior, he mimicked her and rolled his eyes. Jamal even told Miss Iceberg he was going to get her fired. So let's see what happens. So here's Jamal. He's rolling his eyes. We can see Miss Iceberg. We can't see her whole face, but we can see she is not happy. And on the next page, there are no words, but we can see Miss Iceberg. She is walking quickly because the papers are flying. And think about where you think she might be going. "Dr. Toughlove, I've never met a child like Jamal. He's ruining my class and I won't have it. I want him removed." So, after one of Jamal's outbursts, Miss Iceberg's face turned red. She marched to the principal's office. She wanted Jamal sent to another school. Now, you've seen this person before. That's Dr. Toughlove. There she is, sitting in her office, minding her own business, and this very angry person with a red face and words speaking very loudly, and you can tell because the words are written in very dark print, so you know that she is angry, and she wants Jamal to go to another school. So what do you think about that? Do you think Jamal should go to another school? Or do you think that his teacher and his principal should try to work with him? Well, if you read Jamal and Me, you will find out what happens to Jamal. You will find out what his school decided to do and how they decided to help him. So we don't have time to read the entire book today, but that gives you a little sneak preview, a little taste of what Jamal and Me is all about. From me, Carol Franks Randall, the person who wrote the book, the author. If you'd like to find out more about me and my books, you can Google carolfranksrandall.com and you'll find my website. You can also go on Amazon and put in Carol Franks Randall, and Amazon will take you to my author page, which has all of my books. My website also has a page for kids. It says Just for Kids, and it has worksheets, and it has coloring pages. So there's lots of things that kids can do if you go to my website. So I hope you'll check it out. So I want to thank Miss Van Aken for inviting me to be part of this program. I want to tell all the kids at Centerville Elementary School to keep reading, keep doing all your work, keep learning, and I hope to get to meet you in person someday, very soon. Bye-bye now.